Welcome back to the Tilt Express podcast. My name is Xander. This is my co-host Nathan.
How you doing?
How you doing, Nathan?
Doing good.
You good, all right? Why are you talking so low? Come on, speak up. Man, if only you guys knew what we have gone through to try and start this podcast today. I'm going to be honest.
Like take 17.
I'm going to give you a little intro of what's going on today. We're going to start with an icebreaker just like we did in episode 2. But for a little context, what we're going to be talking about today, we're just going to be us.
Yep.
Honestly, episode 1 and 2, we pre-planned a good amount of what we were going to do. But today, man, we have just hung out for the last like 2.5 hours. And man, our goofy juices are just are killing us. So we're just going to be us for a little while. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's bad. I hope you guys stick around for it. So we're going to start with our icebreaker. You ready for the icebreaker, Nathan?
Yes, sir.
All right. You can go back and relive one video game from your childhood for the first time. You get to re-experience the video game. I'm willing to budge on video game and video game franchise, but just one for the first time ever. Again, go.
First time ever again?
Yeah, you get to experience it like you never did before. Like it's the first time.
My knee-jerk reaction, Kingdom Hearts, right? But if this was did I like be as old again? Or is like now is like my mind's wiped, I can play it again now?
Mind wiped, play it again.
I would look at Kingdom Hearts and be like, this is dumb. So probably not Kingdom Hearts now.
I think you're overthinking it, man. I think Kingdom Hearts is a solid answer.
You think?
Mm-hmm. To get to if we're saying full franchise, I think Kingdom Hearts is a solid answer.
Man, it's so convoluted though. There's a lot of effort.
Okay,
if I
all
can
right.
play that game.
So not Kingdom Hearts. What are you picking?
A knee-jerk reaction was like Elden Ring or like an open world game like Breath of the Wild. Those games are
But
really
childhood.
Back in the day.
Game. Yeah, I'm not budging on no like you're already in your mid 20s. You can't play something from when you were 22. Like
28. This ain't mid. I'm old.
We're old. But
Old
I'm
20s.
also 28. Come on, don't forget. Don't age us, bro.
Damn. Oh no, they know. Oh my god, it's almost like we're posting on the internet. Sly Cooper's a good one. I play Sly Cooper again, blank.
Okay, Sly Cooper might be a good one.
The thing is, games back then didn't really need a lot of like memory in terms of like, oh, here's this thing in this secret area, or here's a story, or whatever. Reliving that
but
again.
like, there's not one story from your childhood that you're like, man, I would have really enjoyed that as an adult, but I kind of just ran through it like meaninglessly.
Probably
as a kid.
Assassin's Creed.
Okay,
I think that's it for
a
me.
good one. That was like a big base in your
Yeah, big base for me.
like gaming.
If they could take
like,
Assassin's
history.
Creed Brotherhood and just make it a live service again, make zero changes to it whatsoever, I'd be so happy.
Yeah?
That main game.
There you go. There you go.
Yep.
There you go. For me, it would be Halo 3.
I figured you were going to say Halo.
Yeah, or the Halo series altogether.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
You were an Xbox guy. I was a
man, I really
PlayStation
enjoyed those games. And I don't know. They did like for me, I really enjoyed the story, and I really feel like I could get so much more out of it now. Also, if we're talking, like you said, make it a live service.
Yeah.
Again, if you can make Halo 3 like a live service and put like 500,000 concurrent players on it again,
Mhm.
I'd go run shit.
I don't even think you have to put the players in. I think if you just make it a live service, everyone would just be like, oh, that's awesome. I want to do that again.
Yeah, I think I would run shit. No, well, they tried that with the Master Chief Collection and having servers for
Because they made it a whole
previous
thing.
game.
If
But
they make it
yeah.
a whole thing, no, it's like
But if
Halo
you
3,
just-
it's out. There's a server open. Everyone
like if
play
it came, if it came back for the first time and everybody said, "Oh, this is awesome," yeah,
Yeah.
dude, I feel like I would run shit. Like 13-year-old Xander,
Do you feel like you would be better now at those games?
hell yeah. Okay, it
I
depends.
feel like I'm lying to myself. I feel like back then I was like, yeah, I'm really, really good at this game. And now I'd be like, man, I feel really, maybe just people got better at games and like the ceiling is just higher.
No, the skill ceiling for games is definitely higher. Take it from somebody who only really plays competitive games. Like that's, I guess, a good transition into like the rest of our podcast. So we just move right along. I'm a competitive gamer. You play like story games.
I do like single player games.
Is there a skill ceiling on story based games like RPGs? Like, is there a skill ceiling? You just played some God Wukong.
Black Myth Wukong.
Wukong. There, hey,
You
listen,
got it.
Monkey D. Luffy, my dog.
That's my dog, bro.
Do you think that there's a skill to those games? Like a ceiling? Like, oh, this guy is just better at these games. I
Yeah.
mean, I guess for like the Soulborn games for sure.
I think so for like the difficulty games especially. But there's a lot of games where like Wukong for example, where you can see me like, hey, I'm just button mashing at this guy and I'm just dodging at the right time. That's good. And then you can see people like
Man,
executing certain strings of moves and certain timings is just like that's an impressive human being behind the controller of that.
that's honestly
You can see the difference.
that's why I don't play those games because I'd be the button mashing guy. I'd just be like,
But you can get away with it.
say,
That's the
I
thing.
guess, bro.
Certain
but, like,
games you can
is
get
that
away
even
with it.
fun? At some point, that's not even fun anymore.
No, because it's not just
It's
like
I'm just mashing a.
no, because you get to a point where like, well, it's clearly not working. Let me put a
You just
little
said
bit.
it, all right, does it work or does it not work? Because you're contradicting yourself, brother.
It works to an extent, but it's not button mashing as in I only press the attack button ever and sometimes roll. It'll get to a point where like, okay, well, it's clearly not working for this guy. Let me put like an ounce of thought into this. Let me wait instead of just rushing to attack him. I'll just wait a little bit. Okay, he did the attack. I dodged it. All right, let me get 2 hits in and let me back up. Like you get me like simple people strategies, and then you'll see like the high skill setting videos of this like ultra instinct. Dun, 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 like movements and stuff, and those people are incredible. So yeah, there's definitely like a skill ceiling to it.
Okay.
I would never want to be the guy at the top because there's no way you'd find any game fun.
Excuse me. That's what I was about to say. Is that even fun?
I'm sure
Like,
it's fun
you
to
know
like,
what I
oh,
mean,
I
like-
accomplished it. That's cool.
like, for
but then you go to
me-
the next challenge, and it's just too easy.
When I look at the few RPGs I've played or dabbled in and never finished, because Xander doesn't finish games. I don't finish anything. Games, anime. I'm fucking notorious for not completing things. I look back at them and I'm like, I forgot where I was going with that.
You don't even finish the thought. Can't even finish the damn thought,
Where
bro.
were we? Where am I? Holy shit! I just flashbanged myself.
What happened to you?
Whoa.
So I was talking about single player games skill ceilings, and you were going back on the reason that you don't finish things.
I fucking suck at those games. I don't know.
You just don't have the memory retention to keep it going.
Oh, definitely not. I get bored. Is that where I was going? Maybe. We'll go with that. I just get bored. I feel like if there's too many options or too many directions or too many things happening or like there's no one clear linear, like I could play like the Ratchet and Clank games because it tells you exactly where and what to do next. That's what I was gonna say. Ratchet and Clank or Jack and Daxter.
You
was
like
gonna be
multiplayer games because the matches last an X amount of time.
Yes,
You have TikTok brain, but for games.
but I've always had TikTok brain though.
That's incredible.
Like that's why I've always played multiplayer games. That's why I love Valorant.
You have an
'cause
attention span that lasts up to exactly round 24.
essentially, right, bro. I cannot play in overtime in Valorant games. Like the deeper we get into a game,
That's why I dropped League. It's just like, man, this game is like definitely over, and it's just like, I just want to leave. But if I leave the game, I get penalized
Now
for
you
it, and I
drop
can't
League
play
'cause
more of the
China
game
number
later.
one.
Because of what?
nothing.
All right.
Because of the intrusive software that League of Legends.
Yeah,
And
I
Tencent
can't stand
have
Riot
implemented
Vanguard.
in
It's
Riot
horrible.
Vanguard. Yeah.
You don't keep up with like news and stuff, but there was like a big issue recently. Remember the Microsoft crash a few months back, and like all the airports and stuff
Yeah,
were
yeah,
all
yeah,
affected by it.
Uh-huh.
So I forget what it's called. There's like a program that they use that's very invasive, and it goes to kernel level stuff, and that's like part of the core of the issue. And guess
Yeah.
what anti cheats like that are? They're all kernel level stuff. So I mean, massive worldwide wipes just happen at that level, and it's just like I don't need an anti cheat to be at the same level of that.
I guess. I don't know. I feel strongly about like not strongly. I feel like very different about like privacy and shit like that.
Mhm.
Like, oh, don't get TikTok. Like you don't do this. Like you don't have TikTok because you don't
Nope.
want your
I
information
don't
out
got
there.
none of that social media.
But it's in my mind,
If you
it's
need
like
to know me, you need to know me.
in my mind, bro, like how many American-based companies have sold all your information already? All the information that they can grab from TikTok has already been sold for everybody, everywhere. Like that's already happened. Like, what does it matter if now I have TikTok on my fucking phone? You know, And honestly, TikTok is the best resource for what we're doing right here.
You ready? Why do you lock your front door? If someone really, really wants to get into your house, they're gonna break down the door. You still lock it
yeah.
though. It's the same thing. You got to put up levels of defenses, and even though there's already like leaks and there's ways in it, you have to put levels of defenses to mitigate as much
alright.
damage as possible.
All right, but if you're telling me that I lived with a window open, like that front window was open all time, 24/7,
Yeah.
I wouldn't lock the front door. It makes no sense to lock the front door. The window's open. Nobody's even gonna use the door.
Oh, that's dumb. I want less defenses.
The window right next to it is open. They're just gonna walk right past the door. Nobody's gonna touch the door.
Assuming that everyone that's gonna try to get into your house is gonna, the door doesn't work. I'm gonna try the window and the other window and this.
No, I'm saying
Or-
if the window is wide open. I'm not saying the window is closed but unlocked. I'm saying the window is open, right?
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna touch the door. They're gonna bypass the door and go straight through the open window.
Yeah. That makes sense.
That is my logic behind TikTok is the door. Having TikTok is like unlocking the door and leaving it open. But the window's already fucking open because all your information is already out there.
Yeah, but here's what I'm doing. People know where I live and people have my address and my name, my phone number and stuff. But if I close the window, lock the window, close the door, lock the door, now other people that are coming into attempting to get that information too, they're gonna have a much harder time.
Only really mean words to describe you come to my head right now.
Why?
Because that's stupid.
Don't ever lock your door ever again.
Everything behind the door is already gone. It's already been taken.
Look at all the stuff in this room. Apparently
I
not.
hate you. God, why do I do this?
I literally, dude, I'm not gonna call myself a cybersecurity expert, but I studied cybersecurity, and literally, the first thing to tell you is, just make your password a little longer than everyone else's, because every time someone's gonna hack you, they're gonna go for the easy people, not the hard people. If your password requires any amount of effort to crack, they're gonna be like, I'm just gonna go for someone who's like doesn't have a password, it has a 6-digit password. They just go for the easy prey. So every level of inconvenience you put in front of someone that's coming after you.
What does that have to do with the information that can be gathered from TikTok and the information that's already been sold away? Information's already been taken from you. You're bringing a third dimension.
Because you might have that information, but other people don't have that information.
Okay,
so
the
they
whole
can either
thing
go to
behind
you.
TikTok is China. China already has all our information, whether you use TikTok or
TikTok's
not.
got to get it again.
How do you-
If someone in China
So
already has
having a
it,
copy of the same document twice makes it more exposed than having the copy of the document once?
yes. I have two things that
If
you can
I-
steal now
If
instead of
I
having
take nudes
50
right
things.
now and post a single nude photo of myself on the internet,
Why you gotta go there?
and then post the same nude photo again on the same platform, the same time, am I more exposed or the same amount of exposed?
You're more exposed.
No, I'm not. It's the same exposure. It's the same picture twice.
It's not about the content of it. It's about the availability of it. If I send you a file, it could be anything on it. But now I also have it on a USB. That file is infinitely clonable because if one of them gets deleted, I still have another one. So I just copy it again and then again and then again, and then it spreads. How does this spread? Because there's more in existence. The moment something goes from one to more, well, that's it. It might as well count an infinite. Like it just expands. But if I put more walls in front of it to protect myself,
Can we move on? This is an unfightable fight.
I think sandals are better than shoes. I just don't want to talk about this. I hate
okay.
this. I hate this disagreement.
Earlier today, we were like walking through Home Depot and this came up.
Yeah.
I don't think that sandals are acceptable streetwear. I don't feel, first of all, there's no security in the sandal.
There's no way you're talking about sandal security versus, well, if you have more than one file or if you leave your door unlocked.
Shut up.
There's no
You're
way.
the one that brought the whole door. Hey, listen, moving on. We're not going backwards here. All right, chat. Listen to me.
Uh-huh.
If you have to take off running, do you rather be in shoes or sandals?
Shoes.
Okay.
Oh.
You're at Home Depot.
Uh-huh.
Crazy little Mexican dude walks in. He's pissed.
That's not racist.
I
don't want to get canceled.
I'm Hispanic / Latin.
Do you know what that? Keep going. Keep going.
Hispanic and Latin are different. Latin American and Hispanic is different.
Keep going.
No. We're gonna address that. What are you trying? Do I know what?
How often in your life are you actually like just going to full run? You're out on the street. You're just going boom, full run.
Does it matter how often something happens? The odds of something happening are always it always exists. Like the case that you may need to take off running is always there.
Okay.
Whether it happens or not does not matter.
The chances of being attacked by a giraffe are never zero. It's like, come on, man.
No, the chances of me getting attacked by a giraffe from here to my job on my commute is always zero.
Oh no, you're dumb.
No, it's always zero.
How is it
Because
always
there's
zero?
no giraffe present ever. That's completely different.
But you just
You could have said a raccoon, and then yeah, there could be a raccoon in my front yard. There can't be a giraffe in my front yard.
I'm never worried about running when I'm out in public and I'm wearing sandals. I'm never worried about it.
Why?
It's just not an issue.
Oh.
Not a common enough issue for.
So
it
when
to
you
be
go to
worried.
the movie theaters, you don't worry that somebody could shoot up the theater? That's not a thing that happens in your
You
head?
don't know why I go in shoes to the theater because they don't know how to clean the floor. So I go where shoes are appropriate. But I think sandals in
And
general.
they clean the floor at Home Depot? You think they've ever swept that floor?
No, the dust does it for. It's not sticky. That's the
Oh,
part I
the
care about.
dust does. Wait, the dust what?
Dust does it for them. Like it gives them like a nice sheen of dust right over
Oh my
it.
god. Okay.
What? Sandals are too convenient.
Convenient for what? You like having them dogs out, bro? Your dogs are just out in public. Do you keep keep up with your any petties? You know.
No, but I'm not like not hygienic either. I'm not like
I guess, bro.
they're
but
not.
it's
I
like-
don't have like foot fungus. I
Oh,
shower
I-
regularly. Like that's
I-
what else do you need to do?
What's regularly?
Once a month.
I feel like you're a once a day kind of guy.
Yeah.
Maybe a every other day kind of guy. If I didn't do anything,
No, I'm a once a day type of guy. Yeah.
no matter what, you always shower at least once a day.
I'm sure there are days that I've just like
Skip the shower.
skipped a shower
He's
or have
disgusting.
forgotten.
He's disgusting. For
But-
sure. How do you forget?
That's like
How do you forget?
10 times or less in a year that happens. Not often.
Yeah.
And then I compensate by that by sometimes showering more than
Sandals
once
are
a day.
diabolical. Okay.
No, sandals are great.
No, there's no
They're
reason
too
you should have your
convenient.
dogs out. Okay. Never. All right. And there's just infinitely better. Like shoes are just better options.
If I'm in a life or death situation where I really, really need to run and I'm wearing sandals, I just take the sandals off. I don't care if my feet are gonna get dirty if I'm running for my life.
All right. But what if you're running like through shit, like through the trees or something?
Because the trees are just like on the floor and like they're gonna stab my feet. What are you
Yeah.
doing?
Like what if like
I gotta run through the grass.
yeah like
The
through
gravel,
grass
the
and, like,
streets.
forest.
Wow, my feet get cut up a little bit.
Yeah, but like now you're not as secure. What if something like stabs you and you stumble? Now you're dead. You died. Like if you're running from a murderer and I'm running from a murderer and I got shoes on and you're barefoot, I have better chances of survival. Infinitely. Why in survival games do you put boots on, like shoes on, and they give you like think about it.
That's
just-
the dumbest
I
logic
I just
ever.
cooked you so hard.
If you're wearing your Vans and you
Mhm.
step in a puddle, are you worse off than me now that if I'm barefoot?
No.
What? There's no way you're gonna slip. Shoes get slippery when wet.
What?
Shoes get slippery when wet.
On what surfaces? Like on certain surfaces, they're not
On
always
any
slippery.
surface that would not be convenient for me to walk on with my bare feet.
If I'm running through grass and my shoes get wet, they're not that slippery.
Against the grass, yeah. They're significant, measurably more slippery
All right,
than
in
barefoot.
that case, I could take them off.
Then what's the problem?
I'm just
I
saying.
can take
like,
sandals
could-
off quicker than shoes.
Yes, but I could be on even footing with you. You can't do the same.
I don't need to be.
You're
That's it. Yeah, you're trying to make it sound like it's a matter of survival. It's not that deep. It's just comfy.
until it is.
And it's socially acceptable in most places.
Ah.
Except for anywhere like,
I don't know.
if I'm
I'm
going
just
to
not a
like an
sandal guy.
indoor restaurant,
I'm not a sandal guy. Never been. Never will be. Also, especially like
you got
the,
slides right there.
yeah, but those are home shoes. I don't take those out of my house ever. Those slides never leave my house.
Yeah.
Not a single time.
How are they so beat up then?
Huh?
How are they so beat up?
Because I've had them for 3 years.
I replace my sandals often.
Well,
I
okay,
go out with
he's
sandals a
like
lot.
he's playing this like, oh, well, sandals so good. He's also a freak. He wears the sandals with the fucking the thing in the middle of your big toe and the rest of your toes. Who does that?
They're called-
That's not even.
They're called thongs.
That's not even.
They really are. They're called thong sandals.
Those aren't even comfortable.
They're super comfortable. There's no pressure
Bro,
that can
I've
happen
never
in
met
between
I've
those
never
two.
met a woman that wears a thong and goes, yeah, they're comfortable. They're not comfortable. They wear them because it's like a thing, but they're not comfortable. Don't lie to yourself.
You think slides are more comfortable than those?
Yes.
I feel like my foot always like slides
Strap
through.
it tighter at the top.
Then it's no.
Strap it
then it's
tighter
too
at the
tight,
top.
and then
Nope.
it's uncomfortable. The thongs are where it's at. Just slip on, slip and slide.
He's gonna be
Wait.
60 wearing Jesus sandals.
100%.
He's gonna be wearing the
Wait,
fucking
wait.
Jerusalem 7s by the
Wait.
time he's in his 40s.
We can agree though. Crocs.
Nah, I kind of fuck with Crocs when
Alright,
they're in
well.
sport mode. Sport mode, Crocs go hard.
Like
When I was buying
for
new
streetwear.
like everyday wear, yeah, like out in public.
Yeah.
If you got the right size Croc, like it's actually your shoe size, and you put them in sport mode, they work. It grips the back of your heel. Yeah,
Redmond pass.
I'd rather do that than sandals.
You're crazy.
What do you mean?
At that point, just put shoes on.
I literally was just buying new shoes for work, and I needed non-slips because I've been working with regular Vans, and then they are slippery because tile is not good.
And there it is.
Listen, I'm giving
Sandals
you a.
supremacy.
I can't work in sandals.
I can.
Look,
Skill issue.
look, and I actually thought about getting non-slip Crocs for like work shoes.
That doesn't. One, it doesn't even look good, and two, I guess it's functional.
They don't have holes. They're like solid.
Then just wear shoes.
Well, that's why I bought shoes. I bought slip-on Vans that are non-slip.
Give me a scenario where you would need to use Crocs instead of sandals or shoes.
Walking in the water at the beach.
Okay.
Crocs are elite for the beach.
Okay, I'll get that to you.
Yeah, like boating, like stuff like that.
No, because when those type of shoe like that type of material like gets wet and like under your feet, it has like a little like the little squeaky.
You know what? That's one of the most uncomfortable feelings.
It's like the worst.
God forbid it be anything other than water. Like if you're on a boat and you're wearing Crocs and somebody spills beer on your feet and now you got beer at the bottom of the Crocs. Oh God, anything like oof. You get a little seaweed like tucked in like to the side of the shoe.
Yeah.
And I was like down there, you know, like
Crocs ain't it.
like yeah.
Tier list: sandals, shoes, Crocs.
Okay,
in that order.
Sandals need to be obliterated from the face of the planet. I'll still take Crocs over sandals.
You're incredible.
I'll still take Crocs over sandals any day.
Can we talk about something else?
Yeah, anything you want, whatever you want.
So there's a fact that I learned and that you don't believe.
Oh, no. Okay.
Clouds are millions of pounds because of the water density in it and how big and like voluminous they are. The surface area that contains all these water droplets, if you like hyper condensed it and weighed it, it'd be like millions of pounds.
I stand my ground. Clouds cannot weigh that much.
They're just that big.
It just doesn't make sense.
Okay, so there's like the size of skyscrapers or bigger, usually bigger, and they're full of water.
All right. My brain cannot conceptualize clouds weighing anything because you fly right through them. They're not solid.
Yeah, that's why it's so big. That's why it's all volume.
You're using science words, and I don't like it.
How does a boat float?
Buoyancy?
Yeah. But why doesn't it just sink? Because it weighs. It weighs like however many tons.
But that's so different.
No, it's just different physics for
You're
it.
just throwing something from like we're playing baseball here, and you just brought something from fucking like
It's just,
Olympic
there's
shot put.
There's just physics for it.
You just brought something from Olympic shot put and said, "Well, you throw a ball and you throw a shot put like."
All right, just imagine buoyancy for boats on water is the same thing for buoyancy for clouds in the air.
Is that a thing? So air floats on air? Honestly, I look at clouds like they're
It's
gas.
all air connected.
I feel like clouds are gases though.
Well, yeah, it's literally
Vapor. So then does it weigh if it doesn't completely condensate?
You ever boil a pot of water and you see the vapor come out?
Do I ever boil a pot of water? Yeah, I boil pots of water every now and then.
So you see the
I'm not catching the vapor and like condensing it with my hands.
You know what it does? The clouds. That's what the clouds are doing. The clouds are catching all the vapors in the water cycle and just being contained across.
I should have paid attention in this Baldotti's class. Oh wait,
things.
Baldotti taught us English. Who taught us science? LaGuardia. That lady would move her arms and she was taking flight.
Damn.
Holy
It
shit.
would get colder in that room every time.
You feel a slight breeze. It's because LaGuardia is pointing at the board.
That's horrible.
I wonder where she's at.
All right, so now.
Yo, you think if we found like one of our high school teachers that we didn't like and we just knocked on their door on like a Saturday afternoon, hey, like they would welcome us?
They closed the door right in our face. I don't want to deal with you. You were a student.
Probably not, bro. We were horrible.
I
I was worse than you.
Is there any client from any of your jobs that you'd be like, oh, you know, I'd actually really like to talk to them? I'm sure it's like maybe two.
Well, yeah.
The rest of them, you'd be like, I don't know.
Well,
you're not,
look,
you're nothing
this
to me.
the entire Friendship Express only happened because I met Dio. Dio was one of my clients.
Yeah.
That's right.
But you still talk to them, not just like, oh, someone in the past.
Yeah, there's a couple. I'm sure there's a couple that I'd be like, oh shit, like, what's up, man?
Okay, a couple. What about the rest of them? I don't care about you. I don't even remember you.
I don't know.
You're nothing to me.
I'm just saying.
We're just the clients, the teachers that they didn't want.
I'm just a kid and life is a night. No? Okay.
So you asked me earlier.
Sung myth Wukong, ha, black myth, monkey D.
Yeah?
What did I ask you earlier?
You asked me earlier if cotton candy. If you got 1,000 pounds of cotton
Dude,
candy, would that be enough
It
to
just
kill
doesn't
you?
feel right. Like, can you get crushed by 1,000 pounds of cotton candy? Like, think about it. Like, can that actually crush you?
Well, it's 1,000 pounds. So if 1,000 pounds of
Right,
anything
but
can
like-
crush you, so can cotton candy.
All right, but okay, think of this though, right? Like 1,000 pounds of cotton candy, but cotton candy is so, like weighs so little per like amount of size.
Per
There's-
unit, per capita.
Yeah.
Sure.
So like 1,000 pounds of cotton candy, like probably would take more space in the entirety of this room, right?
It most definitely.
So if I would lay 1,000 pounds of cotton candy on myself, 1,000 pounds wouldn't be pressing down on me because it would be all around as
yeah,
well.
it's about distribution.
Right. So like, can 1,000 pounds of cotton candy, can I drop it and kill somebody?
You know how much all this air weighs in this room right now?
This guy's an astronaut.
Air's got weight to
This
it.
guy studied way too much science, I guess.
Love science.
Nathan, you didn't study any science in college.
No, I paid attention in high school. I just didn't do homework, which is why my grades are bad.
I took marine biology instead of taking fucking physics.
Did you explain to me about water?
It's wet.
God bless. So if we took the cotton candy, if you like compressed it to U size, it's 1,000 pounds. You're done. You're cooked.
All right, but now we're manipulating the cotton candy
Okay, a car.
to fit your
A car.
agenda.
Car real big. Car weigh a lot. If car's on top of you, no matter how big it is, push.
But cars are like,
Thousands of pounds. Like if if an empty 18-wheeler, right? The trailer of it fell on you.
I don't know. I just can't conceptualize like the cotton candy crushing me. Could you eat your way out?
You can eat enough to make it like an air pocket for yourself, I guess.
Like, think about it. Could you eat your way out?
Not-
Like, could you eat 1,000 pounds of cotton candy and
You
survive?
can't eat 1,000 pounds of anything. One, the sugar would get to you at some point.
No, because the thing is like, is
Some of your
1,000 pounds of
gut would
cotton
burst.
candy? Okay, hold on. I'm cooking here. You know when you eat cotton candy and it like kind of like liquefies and dissolves? So it's like, is 1,000 pounds of cotton candy out of your body, 1,000 pounds of cotton candy in your body because of the way it dissolves?
Yes. Hello?
I don't know. It just doesn't feel right.
If I get a pound's worth of water and evaporate it, and I collect all the evaporated particles, is it going to be a pound?
I don't like this. I don't like this one bit.
The state of matter doesn't matter. If you collect all of it, it's going to be the same mass.
I would have loved to go back and play the Jack and Daxter and the Jack series again, or the original like Ratchet and Clanks.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So remember that part you said where we're not going back?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're a hypocrite.
A hippo crip?
Yeah.
Hippo crip. I'm gonna edit a little hippo with like,
With like the gang
Blue-
signs with
yeah,
the blue,
blue
bandanas.
bandana.
Yeah, that's why I
Yeah, I'm
say
gonna
it.
yeah.
All right, now you gotta hit me with something.
I don't know, man. Like, you've got me so stumped at this point. How long have we been going?
I don't know, not long
Oh
enough.
shit, 35 minutes.
Like that's impressive.
Yeah, it felt like we've been talking for like 10 minutes.
We can do 2 times that. We can talk about 86.
We can. Let's just keep going off the cuff. I'm enjoying just being us for a little bit. I hope you guys are having a good time. This is only, we're kind of just going off the cuff. It's a little different. We're just being us.
This one just a clip farm for real.
It, probably just a clip for him. Hopefully, we got a couple already. I can already tell. There's a couple in there. I can't use the cloud one though.
Why?
For sure, because that only came up in conversation because we were watching a clip of another podcast. It just doesn't feel right.
So all conversation has to be like original and it has to spawn from us. It's not we stole the conversation. We just like
No, but
that's
why-
funny to talk about.
But why use that one when I can use the one about thongs? Because that was way better.
Do thongs really bother you? Your toes that much? There's no way
Yes,
they
bro,
bother your
it's
toes
so
that much.
uncomfortable. Like, I'm
You
not a
can't hold something
chancla
like
kind of
between
guy.
your
bro.
fingers.
Chanclas are weapons and not wearables. That's it. I grew up in a Cuban household, so did you, Brian. You know that just as well as me. Chanclas, weapons, not wearables. That's that.
How do you think they have a holster for them or what? They're
Hell
wearing
yeah.
them. They're wearing them on
Your
their
grandma
feet,
never
guy.
throw a sandal at you?
Yeah, she hit
Yeah.
the bicycle kick, grab and throw.
All right, she might as well have had it holstered, and the holster was her
But
foot.
she's wearing them.
Nah,
She's not wearing. She's not
she
wearing them
didn't
because she's
care.
ready.
let's be honest. If she was so willing to throw the chancla that way, she was not concerned on having them on it anyway in the first place. Like having them on was of no consequence. She could have not had them on and felt the same.
Yeah, but she wasn't having them on to be ready. She had them on because they're
Nah,
acceptable.
me and you
everywhere.
had different grandparents. My grandmother was wearing sandals, so she was always strapped. That was her. And if she didn't have sandals on, she had sneakers on because she came home from work. The nearest broom, you're getting it. That's it. She's chasing you down the house, all the way around the house with a broom. She did it to my uncle once. I'll never forget her chasing my uncle.
I was able to get away.
I don't know. The thing is also I come from a family where most inanimate objects and some of them
are all throwable objects.
Are all throwables or weapons.
Everything is throwable to the kid.
Man, I'll never forget coming out of this house. I said some disrespectful shit to my grandmother, and I jumped in the back seat of my mom's car. And my mom, and my sister were already in the 2 front seats. As soon as I sat my ass on the back seat, I ate a fucking textbook. I took my backpack off, slid it in the car, sat down, textbook. My mom took that shit out of my sister's lap, all in one motion, past my sister's head, fucking. I just ate that shit.
I can just imagine the dunk sound.
Dude, it was crazy. Thank God it didn't hit me with like the corner or anything. It hit me like kind of flat. I don't remember a whole lot of things from my childhood. I remember that.
Surprising that didn't knock the memory out of you.
Listen, I have a lot of reasons to not have memories. 3 concussions later. I don't even know how I know where I am anymore.
It's not that deep.
What? You don't think CTE is that deep?
There's like degrees to it.
What?
It's a spectrum.
The Dolphins
on
quarterback, my dog, retire. He's like 4 CTEs in. Bro, I'm telling you, he's not going to live past 40.
Yeah, because he's 14 in.
Or
Oh, I thought you said 14.
he's like 3 and like a minor concussion in.
So you got like 1 health left.
Yeah, let me. How do I get the health back, Nathan?
Remember those masks in Crash Bandicoot? Just get one of those.
You said you remember the mask from Crash Bandicoot, and the first thing I thought was the mask in Jim Carrey. You ever see that movie?
Yeah, I did.
Incredible.
That movie was childhood shaping.
Yeah.
The
mask was very good. You know what else?
If you were a hyperactive kid and you watched that movie, your parents hated you.
Yeah.
They wouldn't say it, but they hated you.
You know what else felt like childhood shaping? That made me think of like the mask, then fucking drew a line in my brain. Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
You know, I never watched the whole thing.
What?
I always saw like pieces of it.
No way.
Never saw the whole thing?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit was awesome. So good.
Saw a rabbit?
Jessica
I saw
Rabbit.
A girl. I saw that they were in like some sort of Hollywood studio.
All
I
right,
saw
here's
the
the
parts
thing.
I remember.
And I don't want to go too far down this rabbit hole. But they don't make them like Jessica Rabbit anymore.
Apparently hope not. That's a freaking problem.
I feel like cartoons when we were kids
Were not meant for kids.
well, yeah.
They were definitely like kids won't get it.
But I feel like they were so overly sexualized.
Yeah, a little too much. It was a little weird.
Way over. Like, I don't know if we've talked about this yet, but you remember the panel at the con where they talked about like all the sexual or like subliminal messages in like shows? It was like 6 years ago.
Oh yeah, all the subliminal messages and crap.
Yeah, and then they were all just Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah, smoke.
Like, dude, like so bad. But like characters were awesome.
Unironically, that Family Guy episode made me pay attention to stuff like that more.
Really?
Yeah, cause I thought it was really funny. I'm like, no one would actually fall for that. And then I started noticing the patterns. I'm like,
yeah, I don't know.
We do fall for it.
I was never a big like Family Guy fan.
It was just on TV.
I feel like I was just one of those guys that's like Family Guy, South Park. Like those didn't like.
Yeah, it didn't click.
They didn't tickle my pickle. You know what I mean?
My uncle. My uncle's the one that showed me South Park. It was just playing on TV on Christmas one day because we were just like bored and we were just like killing time till midnight. And he's like, "Oh, you never watched this show?" I'm like, "No." And I started watching it a little bit. I'm like, "This is just gross. Why did anyone want to watch?
Why
this?
are you watching?
It's
like,
not
what's so
fun.
What do you get? What do you get out of watching it? You know what I mean?
Social commentary. Oh my god, it's like, come on.
I don't know, but yeah, I owe a lot of my taste in women to our childhood shows.
Like,
dude, I can pull them out of everywhere. Shigo and Kim Possible. Like everybody as a kid was like, "Oh, Kim Possible, wow!" Like no, it was always Shigo.
Nah, I was just always mad that freaking this computer kid was just like
Like,
in this like inner dimension
like-
of like his little computer room, and I was like, why is that? What's
Hey,
going
what's
on
he
with that
doing?
guy? Yeah.
You know, like in another world,
That and
like,
the
that could have been you though.
No chance. I touch grass.
Don't lie to yourself. I study cybersecurity.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not freaking in my own like evil lair.
But he's not in an evil layer. He's like a good guy.
Yeah, he is.
Whatever. Raven,
Blackfire.
Blackfire.
Damn.
Like Starfire was a cutie, but Blackfire.
I think innately,
Like there's this one clip of her like they're all like at a party together, and like everybody's dancing like a little kid, and then Blackfire is like dancing, and everybody like you don't really like it doesn't click in your brain as a kid. Like there's you haven't activated that part of But you look back at it now, it's like holy, she was moving. Fucking who else?
I think there's like an innate part.
Gwen?
Of like, Gwen from
Total Drama.
Man, I blacked out that show so
Total
much.
Drama was
I watched
okay.
that.
I think her name is Gwen.
Just because it was on TV. I was watching that show, and I was like, "This show is so dumb. It just doesn't make any sense to me." Which one?
The emo one. Have you not noticed I'm naming all emo girls?
Yeah, I noticed.
Emo
I
all
know your
girls.
taste.
Come on, brother.
You certainly have a taste.
I certainly do. I never go for it. Never once have I dated an emo alt girl, but it's there.
Maybe
It's always.
Maybe that's what's next. No, don't do it. Don't do
Brother,
it. Yourself. At our age, don't do it yourself.
Listen, man. Well, we can. You want to go down that rabbit hole? We
No.
can. But I don't know. I don't know that dating's for me anymore. Ever again.
Yeah.
28. I think I'm ready to be the super uncle. Yeah, I'm just ready to be the super uncle, waiting for you, like you or my sister, or like people around me to have kids, and just be the best uncle, be the coach of everybody's, kids' baseball teams, and just day trade currency with stocks, just live somewhere else and fly in when you guys need me. I don't know. Dating's just so doomed right now. You're married. So like you wouldn't know, but the scene is so.
But I'm getting the opposite end of that. We're like, oh, when are you gonna have kids? And when are you gonna have kids? It's like, guy, I've had that same question for the past 4 years. Stop asking me. It'll happen when it happens. It's not like I'm not intentionally waiting for it to happen.
I feel like
I'm not against it. I'm just waiting. It's just gonna happen eventually. But it's just really annoying when people ask.
Well, you can like very clearly stop it from happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. But I'm saying like I'm not in the mindset of I don't want it to happen or I really want it to happen now. It's just whenever it happens, it happens.
Right. Okay, but like you can't.
But people like like daily, like weekly.
Okay,
like,
I
hey,
get
when are
it.
you gonna have babies? When are you gonna? When's
No,
the
no,
kids coming?
I
It's like,
get it.
Shut
But
up.
what I'm saying is like, you can't. Like you can consciously stop it from happening continuously. So you can't just say whenever it happens, it happens. No, you have to be intentional, because there is a barrier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
Oh, you pick it up what I'm putting down?
as long as you're not intentional about stopping it, it'll happen eventually.
So, like, you're just not using barriers.
Yeah.
Oh,
It'll happen eventually.
brother.
What?
Living on the wild side.
There's a lot of science behind freaking people getting pregnant.
Oh, I
It
know.
baffles me that people get pregnant on accident. Like, you gotta be real stupid to get pregnant on accident.
I mean, yeah, if you do like go like track ovulation cycles and shit.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
if you
I
really, really
guess.
want it to happen, like, you actually have to, like,
Wow,
be
why are we
super
speaking like
intentional and track
adults?
it.
Anyways. Yeah, but over sexualized cartoons.
Why are we going back to that? We're talking about real stuff.
Because I don't know that I want to talk about anything real.
I don't know if I'm ready
Real makes me uncomfortable.
Why not?
I can't reach my necklace.
It's on your neck. How far? It can't be that hard. It's probably the closest things to your arms possible.
Build
Brother.
muscle, bitch.
How about become more flexible?
Me.
I'm like the least flexible person ever.
No, I
so-
actually, the thing is like, I actually have no, like, fucking mobility in my arms,
because
in my shoulders.
they're too big or because of your tendons.
No,
or what?
my hyperelasticity. Anyways, I
What do
mean,
you-
I would love for you guys to have kids. I'm ready to be an uncle.
Hmm.
I'm ready to be an uncle. I'm ready to
We
like.
keep debating if I'm ready to be a dad or not.
You don't
no.
think you're ready to be a dad? I think
I feel
you're
like I'm
ready
an
to be a
idiot.
dad. You wear fucking sandals. You think sandals are better than shoes? Of course you're ready. Chat, tell him he's ready to be a dad.
I don't know. Man.
Sandals are dad wear.
Like here's my thing, right?
I'm surprised you came in like in shoes.
Because you told me this is uniform. I need shoes to be here.
Yeah,
no shoes, no shirt, no
and
service.
Yeah, exactly. I'll deny you entry at the door, but my
Here-
window's open.
Here's my thing.
But you'll still try and use the door because you're stupid.
I really want to be a dad, right?
Uh-huh.
At some point. I'm really interested in like raising children, but I don't care for babies. I think babies are really cute, but I can't negotiate with a
Adopt,
baby.
don't shop.
Adopt, don't shop.
Yeah.
That's what adoption is.
I guess you kind of got to shop to adopt.
Like it's not like just like you're throwing a dart. Like
You've never
you're
heard
picking.
that? Like when they say like about cats and dogs, like adopt, don't shop. Like don't go buy a dog, just adopt a dog.
Yeah.
So don't go make a baby, just adopt a baby. And don't adopt a baby, adopt a toddler. So you don't have to deal with the first 2 years.
And then you get into the science of it and like imprinting and all that crap. It's all really like the baby part is like really, really important. Arguably one of the most important parts.
He's
like,
arc survival breeding now, where he's got an imprint
no,
on the
man,
baby.
it's not like that. Well, it kind of is like that now. I'm thinking about it. We got to be there when they're babies. But man, it's just like I can't.
I'll tell you,
my
listen,
interaction with a baby is just like
Like,
this is a chore.
I don't want to be judged. This is going on the internet, but I'm not a fan of babies either. They do a whole lot of nothing. They just consume and they put out and they cry and they take up energy and they give nothing back.
I think the sweet spot is like 3. Because then like you can work on like
Yeah,
there's
because you
short
get past
words
the
and
terrible
babbles.
twos.
Yeah.
Like 2-year-olds are literally just actively trying to destroy themselves.
My nephew, he likes getting in trouble because he thinks it's funny. He'll be like, he'll get on like a table like this, and he'll stand off the edge of it, and we'll be like, "No, don't do it." And he'll look and he'll go, and then he'll jump off like, "No, don't do that. We have to catch you. You're gonna get hurt." And every time he gets hurt by doing something stupid, he cries about it. It's like, "Oh, you learn." He's 2.
Yeah, terrible too.
Terrible too. It was horrible.
No.
He's like a freaking tornado.
I was 2.
He looks for stuff to break because he likes getting in trouble.
At 2 years old, I had to have ceramic pulled out of the back of my head because like I cracked the back of my head open with a lamp, but I'm like crawling under a table that I had no business being under.
It's like I know they say like, "Oh, don't put your kids on a leash because that's like horrible." But it's like, man, some kids need to be
Dude,
put on a leash.
Dude, no, I was horrible. I also was not a great little kid. I was problematic. I had a bad attitude. I was like would hit my head on the floor when you told me no. Like there's a reason that I'm broken as an adult.
Damn,
I'm that reason.
I don't have
Anyways,
an excuse. I was quiet.
so I'm like crawling under a table, and I kick the table like on my way out or like bump it. The ceramic lamp just falls on my head, cracks my head open. I'm just fucking gushing blood. I have glass in my head and like, dude, I'm 2 years old. Like, well, why am I trying to destroy myself? 2-year-olds are actively trying to destroy themselves. I promise you.
I think that's like that's more of an accident, intentional thing.
I mean, maybe.
I'm talking about
Is
like,
it an accident?
take this, throw it down.
Because like, like 2-year-olds.
Because you don't know you're gonna bump your head on the table.
Okay, but the thing is, by the time you're 2,
you don't understand gravity or physics.
Yeah, but by the time that you're 2, you have like a danger sense.
No, I don't.
Yes,
no.
bro.
There's no way.
You don't think so?
No.
When do you think you get your danger sense?
When you start walking,
2-year-olds. 2-year-olds.
they crawl. They like stumble.
I think 2-year-olds walk. Well, does your nephew walk? You just said he stood on the top of on the edge of a table and jumps.
Yeah, I guess I didn't think about it too much.
Yeah, like you kind of have a danger sense already. Like the stove is hot. You just test it because you're ignorant.
That's my favorite. I love the stove is hot analogy all the time because it works for any age group. It's 70. Doesn't matter how old you are. Some people, you can tell, don't touch that. It's hot. You're going to burn yourself. Don't touch that. It's hot. You're going to burn yourself. But
why'd you put
no matter
Play-Doh
how
here?
much you tell someone, don't touch it, they're going to be like, but I want to. And then they got to get burned. So sometimes you just got to let some people get burned. And that's really good advice. It's really frustrating when people don't listen.
I worked the other day.
How did you manage that?
Leaning on the oven for like the 3rd or 4th time. It's not my first burn. I have one here.
It'll take for you to learn.
Huh?
That's scarred too. That's not just like a burn.
Oh, this isn't gonna go away either. That's scarred. That's scarred for sure. Actually, this
why
one
are you
is
next
from
to
the
the
oven too. I don't know. I was just talking to the owner, and
Don't be by the oven.
I just leaned. Like that's it. My arm just brushed up against. I don't know, man.
I read something about leaning that apparently spies who like go to like different countries to do like spy work and stuff, they have to unlearn the American tendency to like lean on things when they're standing.
Really? That's an American thing?
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's an American
Oh,
thing.
we're that lazy to our core that we lean on shit.
But I don't think so.
How
I don't.
horrible.
There's no way it's just an American.
They're
I just
horrible
refuse to
people.
believe that. I did like no research on top of that. I just saw that and I was like, that can't be right.
You just
I lean often and I get it, but I don't think.
I have a leaning fact actually.
Go ahead.
All right, so people with ADHD or other
Mhm.
non-neurotypical like
Sure.
conditions.
Neurodeficiencies.
Yeah. You'll do when you like banking a corner, you'll actually bank the corner. Like you'll lean, you'll do like these little wobbles.
like walking
when
around
you
the
walk.
corner?
Yeah, yeah. And I do it all the time.
Oh, hold on, now I'm thinking.
I do it all the time. I have ADHD, but it's also like a big like neurodeficiency thing or like
All right, here's a dumb one. Here's a dumb one.
I've never feel so attacked in my life because the post I saw didn't mention ADHD.
Okay.
It mentioned
Aside from ADHD,
like, yeah.
what is your pathing when it comes to like rounding a corner, like turning a corner?
Oh, wide to short. You always open up, and then you come short.
But it's always like a curve, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes.
There's no way you hit the pivot, bro. You're an NPC. Oh my god.
Sometimes I'll be. Sometimes I'll be in my head.
Oh no.
and I'll like walk past a corner, stop, turn, go.
That's exactly why you would try the door if the window was open. That right there. You're an NPC. You're a fucking bot, Nathan.
You don't go through windows. You go
you're
through doors.
a bot. You're a bot. You're a bot. Everything.
Nah, it's not that
It's
bad.
it's all coming full circle, guys. He's a bot. He's a fucking bot.
Which
Yeah, okay. All right. If I was programmed, like if I had a fucking chip in my head instead of a brain, maybe I'd be smarter than you too. At least I have like.
I don't need the chip to be smarter than you though. That's the problem.
Whatever, bro. Fuck you.
That'd be OP.
Being able to implant chips.
Yeah, the freaking.
That's where we're going next.
Their neural thing. I would never do it. I think.
I don't know
That's
that-
just like you're just asking for it.
I don't know
If you're
that
dumb enough
our
to put, like, the Neuralink or
generation.
whatever.
I'm not saying that our generation won't live through that. I don't know that our generation will be subject to those tests or those items. Like we'll already be so old that it won't be stuff that they implement with us.
Yeah.
They'll implement to like the generation after us or after us.
I think that would be really cool for exactly prosthetics, right? So people can actually have like functioning arms that
Yeah.
aren't like crazy expensive. But people, I mean, it's just gonna get like abused. It's like I'm just gonna do it so I can have a freaking TikTok brain in my brain. You know what I'm saying? It's
What is it with you and TikTok brain? Like, what do you have against TikTok brain, please?
no, it's a social dilemma. Horrible.
Is it really?
Yeah.
You think it's a new thing?
With cell phones, yeah.
How new?
When
do
you
think
wake
it
up in the
is?
morning, what's the first thing you do? Check your phone. When you go
Yeah,
to sleep at
okay.
night, what's the last thing you do? You're looking at your phone, scrolling your phone, you put your phone down, you go to sleep.
That's not necessarily true.
I think for a majority of people, they do one or the other or both.
Okay. The first thing I do when I wake up, and if you don't do this, you're abnormal and you need to see a doctor, is drink water. It's always straight to the water on my my.
It's always
Nightstand.
sleep, sit up, grab water, drink.
I don't touch this. My phone's not the first thing I touch. What's up, my eyes?
You come on, bro. We're trying to be family friendly. Come on, bro. Please have some respect.
Blair. It's your
Thank you.
mommy. Hey, you coming over here?
But I think an issue is a lot of people
It's
are
always water
too
first.
addicted to their phones.
Yeah, screen time.
Before-
Okay,
before
screen time
that-
is a huge thing.
Before that was TVs, and around that time and before that time, it was people like reading books.
All right, but I'm not
But
talking
I don't think that's
to-
as
okay,
problematic
okay,
as
okay,
being on your
hold on.
phone all the time.
TikTok brain is not what I'm getting at here. I'm more addressing like no,
That's
a
how the
TikTok
topic
brain
started.
is what I'm getting at. What you're getting at is more like attachment to like cell phones or like iPads and shit. TikTok brain is different. Like the not being able to focus on one thing at a time and just kind of
I
like
think they're directly correlated.
maybe look.
Unless you're on your phone like reading something. Then
Look, I live attention span is TikTok brain. Like
Hey,
is she
who's
wants
using
love.
that?
Give her love. That's what she wants. I obviously
Push that
having
cat.
ADHD.
push that.
Obviously having ADHD, I've lived with TikTok brain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where like I don't focus on one thing at a time ever. I'm like I bounce around. Now, granted, this TikTok is, but I mean Vine and Instagram
Yeah, I mean, we
Reels.
just call
and-
it TikTok brain, but it's just like,
Right, but, like-
short attention span creators.
right. I mean,
That's just what's happening on like devices. Period.
all right, but it's gonna happen regardless. It's
It's
a
happening
thing,
with
no
kids now
matter.
too. There's so many like iPad kids.
All right, hold on. That's different though. That's like that takes it to another level because an attention span like issue is okay, fine, but nowadays kids don't have social skills.
Yeah.
They actually live behind the screen, and that's entirely different. You don't have to stop.
I think it's funny. Okay? How old? Keeping in mind attention span, um, and also
You want to be the
Techn-
center of attention, Blair? Tell them something.
technological competency.
Tell them something, Blair.
How old do you think is the latest you should
Hey, yo,
give
itchy.
a kid some sort of device?
Since we are on the topic of kids, I'll tell you, if I had kids, they wouldn't have a
Until when?
like 12.
I think 12.
Yeah.
That's a general answer I get. 12, 13.
12 is a good time
start of
because
high
like
school.
okay, so when I look back at me, at myself as a kid, like that's right around where I started getting like cell phones.
Mhm.
I think I had a Razor.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think I
I'm done talking to you. That was it.
I think I had a like a Razor and like some Nokia flip phones like around 6th grade. But the thing was like, did you just realize I only wear the right one so that I can hear you out of my left, and that's why you took it out? Because you were wearing both.
No, I deal with it.
All right.
Keep
Anyways,
the conversation going.
sorry. I ADHD brain. Leave me alone, bro. I'm not
Excuses.
one of these podcasts. I'm gonna take my fucking medication. And
You're
shit's gonna
not?
be great. I don't ever take my medication.
That would explain a lot.
What? That shit's expired. I don't even have medication that's not expired.
Do you remember what you were
What?
talking about?
Huh? Maybe.
So kids should maybe around 12 or 13-year-olds.
Yeah, so I remember having phones, but like obviously we have flip phones and it's
Yeah.
not really a thing now.
Pretend to be on the phone real quick. Okay, you see the symbol you do?
Yeah.
So there's this kid that I know. She's 11. We asked her, "Oh, hold the phone up." She does this.
Does she actually?
Yeah, because look at the shape of a smartphone. They're freaking
Right, but
they're
you
like
don't
this.
hold a smart. No, but you know why you do this? You know where this came from?
Yeah,
From house phones.
yeah, from house phone.
Right, gripping a house phone
That's
like
how
this.
you would have to hold
So in
it.
theory, if like you were asking a little kid to like, hey, hold, like pretend you're,
I'm just showing you like
should be
the
like this,
different of like
but
generations.
it should be like this. Like
Yeah. Sometimes like I've seen it like this and I've seen it like this, and it's just like that's
crazy.
such a mental disconnect.
Do you remember having a house phone?
Yeah, it was
Did
the
you-
worst experience.
Did you
of my
have a
life.
computer, access to a computer when you couldn't be on the house phone and
DSL baby? That was
she has
horrible.
chosen you? Never mind, she didn't choose you. What's your mommy?
that was a horrible time because even if the phone didn't get picked up, the internet was just so bad. It was horrible. I had 2 megabyte per second speed until I bought my first computer from you in 2015.
Holy shit!
2015, not 9 years ago,
How did we
I
play
had
video
2
games?
megabyte
How did we
speed.
do anything?
And now I'm at a gig. I just got to a gig.
Just now?
Yeah.
I've had a gig for a while.
Yeah, I'm
But,
behind on it.
all right,
But
let me finish my train of thought. I remember around 12 or 13 is when like I started to understand like the importance of communication, like communicating with my parents.
Yeah.
Like keeping up with my dad when I was like out of the baseball games and he wasn't there, or like, which was very rare, or got field trips and stuff like that. Like when we started going on like middle school trips at school to like Disney or whatever. Don't worry, me too. So that's kind of why I say 12. Like, let me live, bro.
okay, here.
Let me live. She was looking at the strings, bro. She was looking at the strings. So I feel like that's around the time that I'd be able to like instill good values in my kids. I feel like around that age is when you are able to like help your kids develop real values. You know, like importance of communication, of respect, of
There's
all the
studies
while.
that kids develop their worldview at 11.
yeah, that makes sense.
I think it sucks
Why?
because there's not a lot of time. Let's
Your
say
brain is fucking mush before that.
no, hold on.
Your brain
It's not
is
they
literally
no, it's not that they
mush.
start. They're set in the worldview at 11. And that's the end
that's
point
Tough.
because I don't know if
That
that's
can't
real.
be true though. My
I've heard it
worldview-
more than once.
Brother,
But
my worldview has changed.
It can
so
change,
many
but they
times.
have their like set, I guess, first one, let's call it, at 11. But it's so hard to instill that beforehand because realistically, at what point do they gain consciousness? Around like 6.
That's not real consciousness.
You don't think
No, not a fucking chance.
having the ability to be like, well, this is actually my hand and I'm intentionally moving it?
No,
No?
I think that's fake consciousness for sure.
What do you consider real consciousness? Get it?
When you can conceptualize, like, right, like,
No, the 2-year-old I'm talking about definitely knows right from wrong because he knows he's doing something wrong and he gets attention because of it.
okay, I don't know. There's like a deeper sense of like logic that I need. Like,
Do you remember the
You
moment when
can't
you
do-
gained consciousness? There's like a moment of clarity, like, whoa, this is real.
I remember a couple.
You get multiple?
Yeah.
I'm a few updates behind, buddy. I only have one.
No, I
Maybe it was a big one.
through the
but-
years. I feel like through the years I've had like several like, oh shit, like wait, this is real. You've never had that? Like ever since your first? No, I don't remember.
I think
my,
I just became conscious and then just
I,
stayed
no,
conscious.
I don't remember my first moment of consciousness, but I could tell you like,
I was in the car. You know, I
How
think you
old
do
were
in the
you?
car when you're little and you're freaking like pretending like some
Yeah.
dude's jumping on a line and stuff. I stopped. I'm like, I'm real? And kind of like the synapses in my brain started lighting up and
nah,
connecting.
I don't
was
know.
like,
I don't know.
oh, I get it now.
I don't know about all that. I guess we're on like different wavelength here because like I'm thinking more like
Maybe some people don't get that, and that's why they're so dumb. You know, like average population is like the average person is this smart. That means half the people in the world are dumber than that.
How do you feel about being smarter than half the people in the world? I heard
I
that
feel
I heard
incredible.
I heard that was a thing you said in Discord the other day. Very Nathan of you.
Because I think, like, I don't think I'm like the smartest guy ever, but I think I'm like measurably smarter than the average person, and it just feels so good to be like,
I mean,
just like on a bell curve, right? Like there's this many people that's that way. And it's like, yeah, that was a lot.
yeah,
The camera probably picked that up.
yeah. What were you saying?
You weren't.
My bad, brother. No,
How,
hey,
how powerful do you think we would be if we could have multiple thought processes? At
17.
Good.
That's a good answer.
No, that had nothing to do with anything.
What's the scale?
No, man, no. What are you talking about?
I don't know, man.
How much do you think we'd be able to accomplish if we had more than just one thought process?
Do we really only think about one thing at a time?
You were literally talking to me. You looked
Are you
down at
talking
the
about
cat
us
and
or
it
as
went
human
gone.
beings?
Yeah,
Us or as human beings? You can't say,
Human-
yeah, I asked two different things.
human beings. We can only
But-
think at one thing. We can only think once at
All
one time.
humans
Yeah,
are like that? Not just me?
yeah. It's. I mean, you're dumb. You get distracted. You lose focus. But you can only have one train of thought at once.
We just switched that fast. Is that what that is? And you feel like you're multitasking? So you're saying you can't multitask? Like multitasking is not a real thing?
No. Multitasking isn't multiple trains of thought.
In your brain. Like you can't like your brain
I
can't
have these things
multitask.
to do. These are currently working. These are pending. That's still one thought process. There's like a chain of order there.
Mm.
You can't have two chains of orders happening
How
at once.
powerful would we be? Enough. All right, listen.
How powerful? Like on a power scale, how powerful are humans? I mean, we're the apex predator, right? And we went to the moon, and that's
Are
cool.
we though?
Yeah, 100%.
I don't feel like we are.
You think? What do you think? It's like a bear? Can a bear drop a nuke? Yeah, I don't think so, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's like some like
our most powerful ability is our ability to create tools and compile knowledge.
I guess.
That's the most OP human ability.
I mean, I guess.
Like if bears can learn from the history of previous bears, maybe they'd be up there, but they ain't.
All right. You and one animal of your choice. Like the strongest animal you can beat. Well, like 1v1.
Oh, what do you
The
think? Is the most powerful animal
Like
I
what's
can
the
beat?
strongest animal or the like
Mantis
what-
shrimp.
Yo, hold on. Yo, they hit, bro. They hit hard. They
Hand to hand, no weapons, no nothing, no inventory.
No inventory. Hands. I'm going with like a capybara or something.
Nah, you could beat a predator.
Which predator? I don't have fighting skills.
There's been
I talk my way out of shit, Nathan. I've never been in a fight.
there's been
Ever.
people who haven't fought that have been like mountain hikers and stuff, and people who like run on trails, and they've been attacked by like mountain lions, and
You
they've
think
had
it's
to
just-
like fight their way out of
I
that.
think that's like pure adrenaline.
Yeah,
It kind of
the
carries.
human
you.
body is incredible. If you max statted a human body, like no limiters or something, we'd be freaking ripping trees out of the ground. What?
Wait, where did you get that?
You know the whole thing of like, oh, in an adrenaline moment, people can lift cars to get their kids out and stuff. There's like like obviously the damage.
Is there
the body,
science
right?
behind that? Is there science
Yeah.
behind being able to do that?
Yeah,
Oh shit.
bite your finger.
No.
You can, if you really want to, bite as hard as you can.
Well,
It'll
yeah, I
come
could
right.
tear my finger off.
Yeah,
for
it will
sure.
come right off, right?
But the human jaw is like really
but there's
strong.
a limiter in your brain. It's like, hey, don't do that, idiot. So the same thing. Oh, there's a limiter stopping me from lifting so much
Yeah,
weight.
and there's
or
a
doing
limiter,
so
and
much to that.
science says you only use like a 10% of your brain or less, like a 2% of your brain.
No, see, don't say that. You sound dumb when you say that. We only understand what 10% of our brain does. Not that we only use 10% of the brain. We use all of our brain.
Why do you have to call me dumb? That's just a stat I heard. I heard the wrong stat, or the stat was explained. Like, fuck you.
Do you have critical thinking skills?
No.
That's a big issue. Like, that's my biggest beef with like people as a whole.
I do have critical thinking skills. Yes.
That generally that's lost on people. That they just don't have critical thinking skills anymore. Whether it's politics, whether it's any sort
Okay,
of like
hold on.
interaction.
Don't even bring up politics.
No.
Politicians are fucking bots. Just like you. You're a bot. I don't know why you're talking about critical thinking skills. You can't.
Because I get my opinions from myself, not because of people around me.
It's a little girl.
Like I'm thinking about
Come
this whole
on.
10% brain thing, and it's like, well, see, that doesn't make sense that we only use 10% of our brain because then, well, we know about the hippocampus and all this other crap that our brain does. That's not 10%. That's the freaking whole thing. I look at the diagram. That doesn't make sense. Yeah.
So you like that? Time to go.
Bye. Going.
Very good.
Get some sass about it.
Yeah, you heard that? Attitude.
You want to continue this conversation?
Not really. Honestly, I'm done with it. All right, I'm done with it. So you finally started watching 86. Wow, we have really just there was no structure at all to anything here.
Yeah.
So recently, I watched 86. 86. It was a real good anime. I really enjoyed it.
I thought it was okay. I'm not done with it. I'm like on episode. I have to start episode 10. I thought that the weight of the show that it tries to throw at you, and I'm very big on consequences, and I like that. But
Nah,
with the consequences that the show establishes, I was very like, yeah, and
I think okay. We talked about it a little bit earlier before we jumped on here, and I'm gonna pick up right where I left off. I think you're looking for something like before it's there. So like you're looking at the show and you went into it expecting like, oh, I need a greater reason. Oh, this is like okay. But the baseline of the first season is like these are people treated like tools and not treated like humans. Whatever. I don't really I want to get away from spoilers because I don't want this to be unwatchable. I just think that you're looking for the Promised Neverland effect where you're looking for that, all right, this is the surface level, but what's really going on? And when you're already looking for this, like if you go back and watch Promised Neverland again, and you're already like, okay, this is what I'm seeing, but what's really going on? It ruins the show. It ruins what's in front of you because you're not just taking in what's in front of you. You're thinking about the next step, the next level, what it really is. So it takes away from what you're experiencing. That's my thing. I went into it dry. I've never heard anybody talk about it because it's super slept on. I think it's so good. It made me feel just like very similar to how like Full Metal made me feel when I saw it for the first time. Like I really loved, I mean, there's a lot that goes on, but I really loved being able to like understand that there were stakes because there are stakes every day for those characters. There's like, it could be it. And they're still finding a way to live like happily and like continue to push forward and push through and enjoy what they have, what's in front of them, while also knowing like it could be it. And I really enjoyed that. They gave like a different perspective of like in other shows where, or in other times, and other like just in general, like in life, when you see something as like bleak, you just take your foot off the gas. You're like, all right, right. But none of these characters do that. They're like, all right, let's do it. Let's go, and let's keep living. And whatever we got is what we have. And like, I love that. I love that perspective. I think when you see it that way, you start to love the characters, even though they're side characters, and even though you know that the reality of their circumstance is what it is, you start to love them. But I feel like you took that from that ability from yourself by like, okay, but what's really happening? Oh, okay, but like, what's the stakes?
I'm not
What
really
doesn't
looking
really
for
matter.
like, oh, well, what's the real seeker agenda that's really behind all this?
No, you definitely are.
It's
In
just-
conversation before the podcast, that's exactly what it sounded like. He's doubling back.
I'm
But
not
that's
doubling back.
exactly what it sounded like.
Because my experience of it is more we're experiencing the day of a life of on both sides of the phone call,
Right.
rather than
Which is
well,
awesome.
I'm
It's-
experiencing the story.
for me,
of
the
what's going
parallel
on with
is
this
so
character.
cool. Like going through the show and seeing the parallel, the complete.
No,
like,
I like the element. I
polar
think it's really cool.
opposites.
But that's all it feels like. It just feels like a phone
No.
call of like, here's my circumstances, here's your circumstance. Here's how we're gonna like work it out.
Why? But why? Because you're not just following like. It's not like you're following their recaps of their days. No, you're following the daily life of how different it is on one side of the phone and on how different it is on the other.
Yeah, and I feel like the daily life for Lena has potential for more actual like consequence that matters rather than the 86ers.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it falls under like the same issue with Attack on Titan. Like, oh, it's very clear that a lot of people are gonna die.
Right. Fair. But I think for me, what really grabbed me is like when I look at Ed and Al. Well, I made the parallel to Full Metal, so I'll go back to that. When I look at Ed and Al, and once they've already done the human transmutation, and they're Ed's arm and leg are gone, and Al's body's gone, like from there forward, there is no greater consequence.
Yeah,
like that's it, right? Like we where it's doomed. This looks doomed, right? The only thing I can do is set a goal and push towards that goal. And if I fail, it can't get any worse. Like in theory, right? Like I'm just gonna do I'm gonna give it all I got. I'm gonna set this goal and I'm gonna give it all I got, right? And the 86ers set a goal of we don't have a lot of time. We're gonna enjoy all the time we got. We're gonna fight hard and we're gonna live harder. Like we're gonna enjoy what we have in front of us. And they live this bleak reality that the person next to you won't be next to you for long. It's not can't be. No, they won't be. Right. And watching like that kind of a character in a show, like when you like relate it to reality, still live like so full. Like they live so much fuller lives. Think about it. And this is the parallel that I loved. Right. This is gonna be a little bit of spoiler warning, but not really. We're a little late on that, but they're not huge spoilers, so you don't have to like skip it. They eat real food. Lena eats artificial foods.
Mm-hmm.
Like that parallel is crazy. Have you not thought about that? That inside the walls, in this perfect society, they don't get to have real food. They eat artificial food. Her friend bakes her a cake. Oh, did you use the real eggs? Or were you not able to get any? The 86ers eat real eggs every day.
Yep.
Every day. They got their chicken coops and they eat eggs every day. Right? So that parallel of they live a perfect life inside the walls, safe and sound and happy, and everybody is like this perfect race, right? 86ers are the dirty, the pigs, the throwaways. They're hardly human. They're not even human, right? But they live more human.
Yeah.
Like I love that. Like when you start looking at the show with that parallel, that they have so little life to live, but they live lives. And that's why I fell in love with all the characters, even slowly as they go. No, I'm explaining to you what I liked. I'm not saying you did. You're saying it's not good. I'm just saying you're looking at for me, it feels like you're missing all of that because you're looking for. All right, well, their existence is bleak. So what's really going on?
It just falls flat because none of them really react to. Oh, this buddy of mine just died.
Because they have no choice but to not react. That's part of it.
No, is that okay? In like the moment of like, yeah, they're in battle. Okay, that's fine. But like afterwards, we're like when like the dining hall and stuff is like, no
You,
one's.
you just got to change your perspective. You just got to change your perspective on how you're seeing their
That's why
behavior.
I'm not feeling anything for them because like, well, none of the characters feel anything. It doesn't like.
Of course they do. You've watched them feel. You watch them feel, and I'm not gonna. They're all putting on front. It's all fake. You watch them feel. They just they know that they have to put that front up because they have to keep living. But all of them individually feel. They're feeling every single loss. All of them, especially Reaper. And he's the one that puts on the biggest front out of everybody. But he feels.
Okay, his is really obvious, right? But like, I don't know. For me,
Okay, what?
so
like,
a lot of the other 86
like the White
fall
Witch.
flat.
Wait, what is that? Is that her call sign? Like she feels.
Yeah.
You watch her feel.
Yeah. Because the one death that actually like, really mattered to her,
Laughing Fox.
She like really cried about
feels. They all feel, bro. Nah, you're just looking at it.
For me, it's falling flat. I'm not looking for a secret agenda. It's just the consequences of it that make it is like, oh, this is a really sad situation. It just falls flat to me.
I think
Lena's friend situation is even sadder than what's going on with 86. I'm only on episode 10.
Oh, dude.
I'm only on episode 10.
By episode 10, like, just don't watch the rest. Just stop.
No, I think it's good. I'm gonna keep watching it.
I refuse to cast apples to swine. Don't watch the rest.
That's not even how that phrase goes.
I don't even know how it goes, honestly.
That's not even how that goes.
Yep.
I
don't care.
That's what swine eat. They eat apples.
I don't know. I don't know how the phrase goes.
Good. I'm not gonna correct you.
Thank you.
You got it.
Don't watch the rest.
No, I'm gonna. I think the show is good. It's just not falling on me the way it's not resonating with me the way it did with you.
Because you're looking. Maybe you just have no soul.
Nah, I definitely got one of those.
Need to get your head checked, brother. No emotions.
I mean, that does need to happen.
No emotions. I don't know. I don't know. Look, I really enjoyed it. All the things I said. I felt the same frustration. I'm gonna make a standalone YouTube video and break down how like this show, like how I interpreted it and how I felt about it, like a solo review because I really, man.
Good on you. I think the show was good. You just think more about it than I do.
I give it a 9.
You give it a 9?
Easy 9.
I'm not done with it yet. I'm not.
Up to the end of season 2, I give it an easy 9. I plan on reading the light novels as soon as I can get my hands on them. I give it a 9.
Going back on the Full Metal thing of they've already like lived the worst of it. I disagree with that point because when Ed and Al found the secret to a Philosopher's Stone, they literally had the answer in their hands.
Hold on, but that's
and they can't do it. They're like,
okay,
I cannot bring myself to morally accomplish this. And it was so frustrating for them.
Okay.
And I felt the same frustration. Like, right. I understand that feeling of powerlessness.
All right, this is a spoiler warning. 86. That same realization of reality, you just didn't watch the 86ers get that realization. But
and it's not there yet?
No, we didn't watch it happen. But this is why I'm saying your perspective is wrong, right? They all are in the last year of their service.
Yeah.
They've been moved to the front line, right?
Yeah. I get the implications. I get it.
Right. But that's their, oh, this is how the Philosopher's Stone is made. Oh, okay. It's doomed.
I felt that for Lena, not for the 86ers. Lena's like, well, this is pointless. The government is, like, clearly is this way.
Right. Lena had just now understood that.
Yeah.
All of them figured that out when they got moved there. So their moment of that was then. We just don't get to watch it happen.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
They're already living post-realization of it's doomed.
Yeah.
Right? And now you're seeing what they make of their life knowing it's doomed. And that's the beautiful thing. If I told you had 120 days to live, Nathan, how would you live? That is the beautiful thing about 86. If I told you you had a 120-day deployment to live in this dangerous world, how would you live? Would you just go give up?
Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
Why am I fighting so hard? Nothing I do is gonna matter.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I just missed it.
I'm telling you, I think you just missed it. I think you were just looking for something over here.
I wasn't
and
looking.
You just weren't
I'm
in the
taking it
moment.
at face value. I was like,
No.
what's the point?
No, you couldn't have taken at face value because if you would have gone in at face value
I'm
and
not
just sat in front
analyzing
of
it
the
like
screen,
that.
I'm telling you, you were. Because I'm telling you what you missed. Like, if you hear me out, I'm typically wrong. Let's be honest. I play like I'm right. I'm typically wrong because he's got the brain and I'm all the personality. But if you take it from where I'm telling you, the show's the show's incredible. And those characters, every single character mattered. And the way they live is so much. There's so much more depth outside the walls than inside the walls.
Not there yet.
No, in what you're seeing. In what you're seeing, the depth is outside the walls.
I think it's inside the.
Mm-mm.
That's we're at an impasse.
We're at an impasse as usual. We're always at an impasse. That's how this goes.
Like Lena as a character, right? At first, she's really, really annoying, and it's just like, bro, get over it. Like, shut up, do your job, whatever.
Oh, her
And then-
character development.
And
is
then
really
like,
good.
okay, I like her, and she's really nice, and that's like a different experience than the 86 are used to. And then she has the realization of, oh, that's how things really are, and she's like, nah, I'm not playing that game.
Yeah, no.
This how I'm doing. It's like, all right, cool. That's what I'm looking for.
Right.
I don't get that from the other side of the wall.
Okay, because I'm telling you that you're like I said, you're not realizing that.
We're going out today and fighting the Titans, guys. We might not make it back. That's all I get.
You're looking at it wrong. Like you're looking at it wrong. In Attack on Titans, and I love the Scout Regiment. I take the 86ers over the Scout Regiment all day, every day as characters.
You're crazy.
Yep.
You're crazy.
Apart from like Levi.
the characters don't have that much
And
personality to
Irwin.
them, man.
No,
a lot
I'm
of the-
talking
a
about
lot
a
of the-
group as a group,
Okay,
an
okay.
operating group. I'm not talking like whatever. Like, but as an operating group and the way that they live, I take the 86ers over the Scout. Like the Scout Regiment, any day they can quit and leave the Scouts and just stay inside the walls and live happily ever after. And we're talking season 1, right?
Yeah.
Before we really know what's going on,
Yeah.
right? They can just quit. They don't gotta go. They don't gotta go. It's the same bleak existence when they're outside the walls as the 86ers, but they don't got to. Like this is all the 86ers have. And that realization, like I said, that Lena had, they already had. This group specifically, Spearhead, already had that realization. It's like if I told you you're in the Scout Regiment, we're gonna put you outside the walls. And we're never letting you back in. We're never letting you back in. You gotta go out there and stay out there forever. Until you're gone or you win. You win or you die, but you're never coming back in.
I kind of just disagree.
How would the Scouts have lived? First of all, they would have died instantly, right?
Yeah.
It's
I
a
kind of
different
disagree
verse.
with the 86ers. Lena gave a point, like, why don't you guys just run away? Like, you know what's
Where?
gonna happen. We can't stop you. You can just
Where?
go and do it.
Where?
They have these Scorpion tanks, bro. They can just go anywhere else. Like, oh,
What
Legion-
happens when you run out of gas? They run out of gas.
Bro, they'll build a village away from the freaking Legion and stuff. It's not like the whole world is freaking surrounding it.
The world, again, you missed that. There is nothing else in the world but the Legion. Think of this is the main city, and the Legion is around it in a circle. That's why the 86th district is the circle outside the walls. And they just constantly are fighting that way, like surrounded constantly.
I thought it was like, here's a
No.
circle and then here's like a block
No.
after it.
No, see, you're missing. I don't know what you were doing when you were watching the show, bro.
I'm watching the show intently.
They
They
are-
never show a diagram of it's exactly a circle around it.
Yes, they do.
Now you're tripping.
When they break down the districts, they show you a breakdown of the inside of the walls in the district, and then the 86th district is a circle around the walls.
Haven't gotten to that part
You
yet.
missed it? No, it already happened, I'm sure.
There's no way.
I'm positive.
I pay attention to. I watch One Piece. I pay attention to stuff like that.
And clearly not, because you just, everything's just right over
Right
your
over
head
here.
right here.
Maybe I'm dumb.
Anyways, look, I love 86. I put it in my top 5 favorites based on what I've seen. Obviously, from here forward, I'm going to read the light novels as a full, complete body of work. We'll see where that falls when I read them.
I'm not there yet. Gotta finish it.
I'm telling you, you missed it.
Here's something you missed. I don't think One Piece spoilers for the,
Okay.
for
All right,
the
let's do a
latest
little-
chapter.
Okay, look, we're at an hour and 25 minutes. We're almost done here.
We can wrap up.
Let's do a
with
little
this.
One Piece breakdown of our last chapter. A little One Piece review of recent chapters. Go.
I don't think the Luffy we're seeing is the real Luffy.
I don't think so either.
I think he's part of the hallucination. If it is a hallucination,
Hmm.
or he's an imposter, like someone that can transform.
I think it's an imposter. We've seen other fruits that let you change your like.
Into
Yeah, we've seen other fruits. We've seen Bon Clays. We've seen Katarina Devon.
You think it's something stupid like the fable fruit or something? Like he can make stories come true.
I've actually seen that exact phrasing on like a theory video.
Yeah?
The fable fruit. Yeah.
That just seems like just
It's,
the
but there's
strongest
so
thing
much
ever.
to break down, right? Like Luffy says gear fourth. It's
Yeah,
gear
just
third,
gear third
right? He has a sword. The sword disappears.
and it becomes an axe.
Yeah, it becomes an axe. Like all those things are like Oda doesn't make mistakes.
You don't see
right?
his eyes.
Yeah, Oda doesn't make mistakes. You don't see the straw hat, right? Even if like in all
Yeah,
his
you don't see the
fits,
straw hat. Oh my god,
at
I didn't
all,
even think about that. You don't see
Yeah,
the straw hat
at all in all his fits, if
No,
he
there's
was
no
wearing
way.
something on his
It
head,
has to be like
the
under
It's
something.
not. It's not.
It's not under the
They
Viking
have
hat?
they Oda is so intentional, and this is why One Piece is the best body of work, best like storytelling ever. There is a panel where it's looking at Luffy from behind, and purely to show, I'm sure, that the straw hat's not hanging behind him either. It's not hanging either.
Not under.
And like, are you gonna
Wait,
tell me the straw hat's under the Viking helmet?
Hold on.
There's no way.
They all passed out and they don't know how they got the new clothes on. It could just be as simple as whoever put the clothes on Luffy took the hat, and now Luffy has to go find the hat.
Okay,
It could be that simple.
It could be. I don't see it. I don't see it.
It'd be
being
a
that.
really weird line to go. No, maybe not. Maybe not. Because you know, Emu has like the giant straw hat. Maybe it's Loki doing all this stuff, and he's like, I recognize that straw hat. It's
Yeah.
like this other guy's straw hat. Huh? I'm gonna take it and go compare it or something. Or
It
something
could
stupid
be.
like
There's
that.
so much. I wasn't a fan of the transition at first when I first read the chapter, like the falling asleep and then just waking up. But
Yeah.
as I started seeing videos and as I started like breaking it down and
I just don't
rereading
believe
it,
Zoro would pass out.
yeah, no, there's got to be
Neither would
something.
Nami.
There's got to be something going on because I don't believe they're big drinkers. I aspire to be Zoro again one day. I'm sure I will
Even
find
the
my way back to
Giants. The Giants
alcoholism.
blacked out? There's no way the Giants blacked out.
I don't know. I don't know if it's like this greater trick going on. Now, there is a couple things to think about. All the mention of gods, the ear god, and we don't see Chopper. Chopper was one of the people that has gone too. We haven't seen Chopper. Where's Chopper at?
Is that with them?
No, he's not on the ships, and he's not with them either. Yeah, no Chopper. No Chopper. I'm telling you, I think it's cool. I saw somebody make the comparison that
But like, why would
Elbaf
narratively?
is going to be post time skip Skypiea, where now we're going to get more depth to the way the gods work. And I think this is where we find out that Chopper's fruit is god fruit.
Just narratively though.
Um,
If you gave that type of fruit to Usopp, I can see that making a lot more sense. It just doesn't make sense. Why would now Chopper be all of a sudden super really important because now he has one of these special fruit?
well,
get me?
it's the same way. Wait, no, but it's the same way.
Luffy
like,
having the fruit makes sense. He's the main character.
no,
That's fine.
yeah, I get it.
Dragon having another one of the fruit. Well, that makes sense. He's a big figure in the world. Even though he hasn't done anything yet.
But you forget how important Chopper is and how important he can be to the story, and the whole like parallels between like the stag beetle and him, and like how the stag beetle. I forget who the stag beetle represents, but it represents a god, and it's like a god of like. Fuck, I'm gonna butcher this.
Usopp literally trained with the stag beetle guy.
Huh?
Usopp trained with the stag beetle guy.
Right.
What does Chopper got to do with stag beetles?
After like post time skip when he like on the island that he was on was like super reminiscent. I'm gonna butcher it, so I'm not gonna say it. But there's this whole theory about like how all the symbolism between like Horn Point and Chopper's training has a lot to do with like the mythology behind like a god that Chopper could possibly be representing, and that's why specifically, that's why Blackbeard was on Winter Island or whatever it was called, because he was looking for Chopper's fruit. Because there's something special about that fruit. I mean, we've already seen it with Luffy's fruit, and it'd be ignorant to think that just because Luffy's the main character, that he's the only one that could have a fruit that was more than meets the eye. Fucking Transformers.
My entire child life, I figured it out years ago. I always thought Transformers, robots in my eyes, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Why would they say that? And it just never corrected for me. And then I listened to it again, and I was like, oh,
Yeah, robots in disguise.
yeah. So, man, I don't know. I just don't see Chopper being like that important.
I think
Because narratively, it doesn't make sense.
I think I think
The
this is
human
gonna
fruit
be.
and like the way he transforms. Well, that doesn't really make sense.
I
with
think
what the
this is
fruit
gonna be
but
Chopper's arc.
You're the second person that tells me that. I
I
don't.
think it. I
Mm.
think it's gonna be Chopper's arc.
I've heard that's gonna be Chopper's arc and Nami's arc. I'm like, why would it be Nami's arc?
I don't know
doesn't
why
make
it would be
any
Nami's
sense.
arc. If it's gonna be
It's
anybody,
Usopp's
not,
arc. It has to be Usopp. It's gonna be. This is Usopp will accomplish his dream here. He
maybe.
has to.
Maybe
He
Who
becomes
do
a
you think?
giant. He gets
Who do you think they
acknowledged by a
fight here?
giant.
I think it's Akainu.
No way.
Yeah, I think the world government, like the military, chases.
No way they would ever chase him to Elbaf.
All right, they talk about
Literally,
the-
Saturn says, "Don't follow them to Elbaf."
Okay, I get you, right? But think about it, like, why is the tree on fire? Who said the tree on fire? The tree's already on fire.
Loki. I don't know. Loki's gonna be a
There's a-
relevant character here.
There's a lot going on, but we don't get a chapter today. Fuck. I hate break weeks, bro.
Yeah, for real.
They torture me.
One Piece. You have 1,000 chapters is too much. It's like it's
Yeah,
because
it's
you're not caught
never
up.
enough.
It's not enough.
It's
We
not
need more
enough.
One Piece. The
Oh,
problem with One
man.
Piece is that there's not enough.
Not
One
enough.
Piece.
Fuck. If only everybody understood that.
Yeah, you got to catch up to know.
I don't know. Anyways, I also believe that there's 4 other god fruits.
Yeah, that's fine.
We'll leave off on that. And I think Chopper is one of them. I think Chopper very well could be one of them. Because of the shrine in Skypiea to the sun god and all the other gods
Names
there.
what? Luffy, Chopper, Dragon, Emu.
Yeah, maybe one more. It could be that.
I think so. Oda based Gear 5 a lot on like Tom and Jerry and stuff. I think it'd be really interesting if Emu also had some sort of like Toon Force ish type of fruit, and they were like the only two in the world to do it. Imagine a fight between it's like Tom and Jerry,
That'd be
literally
crazy.
in One Piece. Like no one would witness it and be like, I can comprehend what's
Oh,
happening.
you know what? I'm breezing right past that. Sorry, my brain just clicked on something
You're
else.
good. Go.
I once said that I believe that Shanks was taking that, like, intentionally taking the Gomu Gomu no Mi,
The Ace.
the ace. I 100% believe that now.
Okay. Why?
I forgot what I was thinking about, but I know that I 100% believe that was like Shanks's plan altogether. Like,
I mean, it makes sense just because, like, oh, well, Roger said his son will pass him, and then Shanks was there for that conversation, so it makes sense. Shanks would make this happen.
yeah, but I don't know what clicked recently, but yeah. Anyways, look, we're pretty much at the buzzer. Listen, thanks for hanging out. Today was a little free form. I hope you. I'll leave all the chapter stamps to when we bounce around the different conversations.
Yep.
Hopefully we find some clips, some shorts that we can kind of throw around too. I appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you. You guys know who you are for all the feedback, man. It makes a huge difference. I know today wasn't an episode necessarily that would play off a lot of the feedback, but honestly, we almost didn't do this today.
Yeah, we're just trying to change it up.
we
Also,
we have
to
an
answer your
accept-
question, I would be the Panther.
Panther?
Yep.
I don't think he'd.
Panther's probably the farthest I'd go.
All right, guys, listen. It's been a pleasure. I can't even tell you what we talked about today, but you know what? If there's anything that rang a bell and you want to comment about it, you want to leave it in the description down below. Give us a little feedback, chime in, laugh with us, live with us. Go watch 86. 86 is incredible.
That was fun.
Yeah.
See you next time.